After a bit of a mini revival that Chelsea had gone through, winning 3 out of 3 games, getting through to the quarterfinals of the Champions League and recovering their lost form in the Premier League, that good mini revival came to a bit of a premature end once they dropped 2 points at home to Everton over this particular game weekend. Naturally, this did end up putting a bit of a spotlight back on the number of issues that new head coach Graham Potter must fix come this summer, assuming he makes it that far into the job. Unfortunately, one of the biggest problems that he has actually predated him in the sense that it has been going on for a long time, and we did a little deep digging in terms of stats to find out one particular issue that has plagued Chelsea a lot in recent seasons. And no, I'm not talking about goal scoring, that too is an issue, but this one is one that runs a lot deeper and one that has been happening since well before Graham Potter was ever in charge of the club, and that is converting leads into victories. Confused? Don't be, because like the match at Everton where Chelsea were leading 2-1 until the 89th minute, this season itself there have been 5 separate instances where a team has scored towards the end of the match, and while Chelsea have been leading by just 1 goal, taking away 3 points and instead granting them just 1. So what exactly is it in terms of numbers when you look at how it is that Chelsea have been doing when it comes to protecting their leads? We did a bit of digging and we went back all the way to the 2017-18 season, which is the season right after Chelsea won their last Premier League in the 2016-17 season, and the stats make for some pretty grim reading. So what we did was we analyzed the numbers of all of the so-called top 6 clubs of England, which includes, of course, Chelsea, Arsenal, Manchester United, Manchester City, Tottenham and Liverpool. These were the 6 clubs whose numbers we analyzed, and as I said, doesn't make for great reading if you're a Chelsea fan. In fact, if you look at all Premier League games since 2017-18, if you look at each team who've had these number of games that has been taking place, Arsenal have played 147 games, Chelsea 147, Liverpool 168, City 185, United 141 and Tottenham 149. So these were games where they were ahead in terms of they were leading the game. And from there, if you look at the fact that Chelsea have actually won the fewest of games that they have been leading, they've been leading a respectable 147 times, but they've only won 112 of those games, and that really is a big problem for the very simple reason that it shows they can't hang on to their leads. In fact, if you look at the last column for win percentages, you'd realize that Chelsea's win percentages in games that they were leading was down to 76%, which is the lowest of all top 6. Only Tottenham and Arsenal, both teams who actually have had a bit of a reputation in recent times for throwing away leads, have better win percentages when it comes to games where they were leading. So Chelsea's is actually the lowest of the fabled top 6. Obviously a bit of a problem considering Chelsea are in fact going to be competing with these clubs at the top of the table, but it does really get worse. Again, if you look at the number of games where they've been ahead in each season, so what we've done is we've broken down the numbers for Chelsea season by season, you'll realize it's been getting much worse, because in the 16-17 season, which is the last time they won the league, they were ahead in 34 games, won 30 of them, drew 3 and lost just 1, which gave them a win percentage of 88% whenever they took the lead. That's a great number, but it's gone down considerably in every single season since. 2017-18, they were ahead in only 25 games and won 21, which still gave them a win percentage of 84, but that's down considering they were ahead in 9 less games. 2018-19, it stays at 84%. 2019-20, it drops all the way down to 71%. They drew 6 and lost 2 of those 28 games where they were leading. 2020-21, similar problem, although it did improve a little bit, but again, 2021 and 22, it drops to 70%. And this season, it's been a lowly 63%. That means that of all the games where Chelsea have been leading, out of the 16 games, they've only won 10. They've drawn 5 of them already this year and even gone on to lose 1. That is not the making of a champion team. And while you can see, according to these numbers, that this is in fact a problem that well predates Graham Potter, fact of the matter is he's the man in charge and the buck will stop with him if this is not something that he can work on. Recently, I will add, there's been a lot of criticism of Graham Potter for every time that he takes a lead, he'll end up kind of withdrawing one forward and bringing on a midfielder, and people have been criticizing him for being a little negative. There's nothing wrong with trying to protect a lead, but when what you're doing isn't really working, then you need to get to the core cause of that problem. Do they need a change of tactic? Do they just need to defend better? That's something the head coach needs to do and figure out fast, because As I said, this is a problem that has been afflicting the Blues for a long time, and it needs fixing very soon if they are to be a club that regularly compete for top trophies. Thank you guys so very much for joining us. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like it, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel, tap the bell icon, leave us a comment, follow us on Instagram, Twitter and Facebook, and last but not least, don't forget to download the AajTak app. Also, if you're already on the channel, go ahead and check out some other videos that we've done through the day. For now though, from my side, goodbye.